Hungry Marie, on the other hand, I was a lot more enthusiastic about. I legitimately found it very funny. There were a lot of great jokes in the first chapter.
Yeah, this I thought was a lot funnier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I actually really liked a lot of the gags in the first chapter of this, but I guess we should just talk about real quick what Hungry Marie is about. Essentially, you got these two kids who, like,
I know the main guy is, like, Taiga.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the girl's name.
There's Taiga, and then there's a little girl named Anne.
Well, not a little girl. Okay. She's the same age as him. But basically,
I know, I'm getting to it.
Basically, the point is, like, they're, like, on opposite religions or whatever. Like, Anne's family are, like, Christian, and, like, Taiga's family are, like, Buddhist, and so, like, their parents are, like, bickering with each other. Well, like, Taiga's grandmother, I think, bickers with the father of Anne all the time, and so there's some great jokes, like, where they're just bickering at each other about ringing the bells, and, like, the kids are, like, just trying to not pay it in mind, not be embarrassed.
It's a very kind of, like, Romeo and Juliet-esque kind of thing in that way.
Yeah. Sort of.
I like... Oh, go ahead, Bomber.
No, I was just about to say, this actually sounds like the type of thing that'd be okay in Sunday, actually.
It actually really does.
It kind of does.
I mean, we were saying it earlier I said it earlier, that somebody I know was reading the series and says basically Ranma meets Beelzebub, and that really is what it is.
Yeah, so to explain that aspect of it, to talk about the rest of the premise, basically Taiga discovers, like, Anne performing some kind of ritual, and so, like, she basically ropes him in to be her accomplice, and what it basically means is, like, offering him as a sacrifice for them to revive the spirit of Marie Theresa, like Marie Antoinette's daughter. I probably misremembered her name, but basically...
Marie Therese Charlotte is the name of the girl. Marie Therese Charlotte,
yeah. So they're trying to revive her because her family has been in servitude to Marie Antoinette's for generations. And so, like, this is what they've been, like, dreaming of, reviving her spirit for a long time. So they're going to use Taiga as a sacrifice. And basically, you know, Taiga admits to Anne he has feelings for her. In the moment, like, there's some, like, doki-doki romantic connection thing going on. Then lightning strikes Taiga. Anne and her father think he's dead, and they're, like, gonna use some meat they just bought to be the sacrifice instead. But then Taiga climbs out of the gaping hole in their floor, and he's in Marie's body. So they somehow revive Marie's body, but now Taiga's soul is in it. So yeah, there's the gender bender aspect of it. And there's because Anne says that she sees, like, the spirit of Marie, like, on the roof of their house all the time, and that's why she wanted to revive her, because she saw how sad she was. So presumably the spirit of the actual Marie is probably going to be around, and that'll probably play into something down the line. But for now, basically, Taiga is basically trapped in Marie's body. So, yeah. Awkward.
I will say, as much as I don't care for, like, the rom-com genre of really anything, this was unconventional enough for me to have some kind of interest. I would like to see where this goes.
Yeah, I like gender benders. It's probably going to be martial arts and, like, spiritually focused. It's probably going to take more of an action element as it goes along. So that'll be interesting. Overall, though, I just enjoy the humor of the chapter. It's like, there's some very sharp dialogue that was, like, really nice.
Some nice comedic timing.
Yeah.
That's Tamura's strength, I think. He's just really good at that. He has this kind of almost Sorachi kind of sense of humor.
Yeah, it really did feel akin to that.
So he's got this kind of just very, where the characters all have very sharp tongues, and it's just like, I don't like this word, but it's very snarky. All this is very, very, like, it's different than normal manga dialogue where it's all very straightforward and stuff. It's just very, the kind of dialogue where it's like everybody's just really smart with each other all the time.
Yeah.
and I like Tamura for that. Like, Beelzebub, even in its lowest moments, the dialogue was always really good.
One of my favorite moments in the chapter is where Anne and Taiga's guardians are arguing with each other, basically from their houses. And I think Anne's father at one point is essentially calling her, essentially referring to the fact that she looks like the pirate captain from Castle in the Sky, and I kind of lost my shit, because it took me a second, because I'm like, oh wow, she really does look like her. I thought that was pretty funny. That was probably one of my favorite jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just generally, I thought the comedic timing for the first chapter was just really on point, because I felt like, just in case we haven't made it clear, that this is a new series from Tamura, basically the guy behind Beelzebub. And while I feel overall I'm not like super in love with Beelzebub, I do feel like one of Beelzebub's stronger points was its comedy. I found Beelzebub funny enough to where I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more from this particular author.
Mm.
Yeah.
This I'm definitely going to be reading more of. I think this is probably the most interesting new series out of the 4 we've gotten so far, definitely. Now I'm basically just waiting to see what Dr. Stone is like.
Yeah, based on like what people have been talking about from like the leaks and whatever, it seems pretty crazy, so I'm looking forward to seeing what it's all about tomorrow. I think my favorite chapter of this round of Jumpstarts is still We Never Learn, as terms of the first chapter, but Huggy Marie was like, left a really great first impression with some really strong humor. Like, it's one of the funniest new series in Jump in a long time, so I definitely am hoping for the best of it, and I think that, because Beelzebub is popular, it'll probably get added to our Jump, so at least I'm hoping so, because I definitely would love to read more of this, because I think it has a lot of promise.